some lines just are meant not to be crossed, especially when you are a guest or uh, thinking about sending flowers to a funeral where the express wishes of the widow or the family have indicated that flowers are not wanted, or that the widow does not want flowers, or the obituary says something to the effect of, in lieu of flowers. That means instead of flowers, we would like this other thing to happen, either a donation to a nonprofit or a charity or whatever it is that the family has requested. Or in my case, I didn't know if I had money to pay for the funeral, and I didn't know if I was going to set up a GoFundMe. I had no idea what I was going to do. All I knew, because of, and the backstory is in the earlier video, that I had money in my checking account. So my request was, in lieu of flowers, please, if you feel like you would like to do so, please help with final expenses, or if you'd like to make a donation towards final expenses. And I can't remember exactly how I worded it, but it was basically a GoFundMe request. Again, I will, keep referring back to earlier videos. This video is meant for widows, widowers, and people who have just lost their life partners, and maybe anybody who just tunes into it and finds that, they've just broken a cardinal rule of, funeral etiquette in sending flowers where there were none requested, and specifically the family asked for something else, or the widow asked for something else to happen instead. You have no idea that you actually can be causing a lot more harm than good. I can think of at least 3 reasons beyond my own 2, actually 4 reasons beyond my own 2 reasons why I did not want flowers for Phil's celebration of life. For his, it was basically a church setting. I knew the church was beautiful and it was going to be just fine with his, we had a wooden urn. It was on a altar and it had pictures, or I believe a large picture of him with it. I put a piece of jewelry that he had given me, a necklace over cascading over that, and that's all I wanted. I just wanted it very simple and I just wanted that simple look, because in life he was not a big, person to send flowers, to do flowers, to enjoy anything that was ornate or over the top. That wasn't him. So I knew that for our situation, and especially because of the financial situation, that I thought this is going, I don't even know how I'm paying for this funeral right now, but we're going to figure it out. I did say that, and I especially mentioned this to close family members, no flowers, because if you would like to make a donation, I don't know if I'm setting up an official, GoFundMe. And there is a platform without a fee, which I will mention in the GoFundMe has a fee for the platform to be used. But there are also platforms where you do not have to pay a fee, and they are more friendly to the, especially people who are trying to raise money for a funeral, and they'll need that money fast, because the cremation organization or the funeral home, they'll want to get paid. The issue for many people is that the flowers, or the request for flowers, the issue for many people is that they simply do not want to waste money on something that is going to die. The flowers are not going to last. They've already experienced a loss. Someone is already dead. And now you're giving them something else that's going to die. I know that doesn't run through the minds of the people who are trying to do their best, or possibly, you know, if they see there's a no flower request in the obituary, maybe flex, and I'm going to send flowers anyway. Just so that's just so cruel and unnecessary. And why would you do that? Except to be cruel or unthinking, or where are your manners? I don't know. When I walked into the church, there were two floral arrangements. They were very large. They were about almost 3 feet tall and at least 1.5 feet wide. And I knew that they were very expensive. And I didn't even know what to do. I told the ushers, I said, I don't want any flowers in here. And they're like, well, you know, they'd look nice. And I'm like, I don't want any flowers in here. I believe one of my sisters came up to me and said, one of the flowers is from me and the other's from the other sister's work. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, because now we're talking family members buying flowers who thought that, I'm sure in their hearts, this, you know, is what should be. He should have flowers. And what no one could know is that there are a lot of reasons that I didn't want flowers. Not just because of the money situation, but also because of a situation that none of my family probably knows about. But when I was 5, I had my first major loss of a loved one, and it forever imprinted on me that funerals are this horrible thing with flowers. And I can remember being 5 or just about 5.5 or 6 years old, and going to the funeral home for the visitation, and there were flowers everywhere. And to me, the smell from the flowers was so overwhelming, and they were all around my grandmother's casket, and it was an open casket. And to this day, the smell of that overpowering smell in a funeral home triggers me. And it may trigger many other people, and that could be one of the reasons why someone doesn't want flowers. It could be a huge trigger for them. For me, it was a trigger. The other thing is, many people are simply allergic to fresh flowers. They cannot handle having fresh flowers and that intense smell and all the things that come along with, you know, having flowers, the pollens and everything else in their face. And if that's a family member, I can tell you, even with my own allergies and asthma, it's hard for me to handle having a lot of intense smells. I'm allergic to cats also. And if you're allergic to something, let's say cats or flowers or pollen, perhaps from the flowers, you know, along with that comes asthma. I mean, you have no idea what you could be setting off in the family situation that is occurring. If you send flowers and someone is allergic, they're probably going to be pulling out their inhalers, their other asthma discs. They're EpiPens, like literally, like I carry an EpiPen with me. People who are allergic to flowers, like I am allergic to cats, carry an EpiPen. I have two, one in my purse, one at home. And then I have backups to backups. So if you're going to make that decision and bypass the request of a grieving widow who has made a boundary, who's drawn a line in the sand, probably maybe for the first time during the horrible weeks that or week that leads up to the funeral, and she or he has made that one decision. I don't want flowers. Yeah, this is emotional for me. I'm sorry. It's almost a slap in the face. When I saw the flowers, I didn't know what to do with them. I wanted them moved. I didn't want them. I didn't know if they were going to obstruct the view of where we had Phil's ashes. I don't know how they got. One was on either side. It ended up of where the ashes were. And I'm just like, whatever. And the really pathetic thing was that almost immediately after the service, these things were thrown away. Literally thrown away in the trash. Because I wasn't bringing them home. I don't want dead flowers. My husband's dead. I don't want to see dead flowers in 3 days, all dying and doing what flowers do when they die. I don't want to see that in my house. I'm not going, because everyone's like, oh, take some with you. Take a few with you home. They're so pretty. Perhaps other people there appreciated the flowers being there. I don't know. Maybe they did. I understand that it may have made people that sent them feel better about whatever, but for me, it was not only, do I say disrespectful? I guess it felt disrespectful in the moment, because so much is, you've just lost someone and you've asked for like so very little in like just respect. And okay, so the bottom line here is the message. Flowers, according to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 5, are for the living. You can look that up if you need to have a Bible verse to go with that. I don't. I just know that that was not something I wanted and something Phil wouldn't have appreciated. So please be respectful. If you see in lieu of flowers, do this other thing, do that other thing. And if you feel like you really have to flex and you want to make a statement, just know this is not the time. It's just not the time. This is not your day. This is not your day to have people go up and look. Who would? I did get that too after the ceremony was over. People come up to you, Julie, we thought you said no flowers. And I said no flowers. I absolutely said no flowers. Oh, I feel so bad we didn't send any. Don't feel bad that you didn't send any. I'm so happy you didn't send any. Thank you so much just for being here. So on all kinds of levels, when you do something like that, when you disrespect a funeral etiquette basic rule that's been set forth by either the family or the widow or the partner who's just lost someone, rethink what you're doing, maybe in a lot of other decisions. So coming from a place of grace, I understand why these flowers may have shown up at Phil's celebration of life. However, the saddest, most pathetic thing was that these, probably adjusted for inflation, we're talking, between the two of them, $1,000 worth of flowers. went in the trash. My name is Julie. I lost my husband suddenly to a heart attack. The story is in one of the first videos. I hope this helps you, if you are a new widow or if you've just lost someone, to understand that you can draw that line in the sand. Don't be me. Take those flowers, and if you see them and you've asked for no flowers, move them. You can, and I should have done this. I should have picked those flowers up, moved them, and thrown them perhaps right in the trash and made my statement right then and there. It seems harsh, but unfortunately, again, boundaries, limits, you have to start setting them. The only other thing I could think I could have done perhaps was to have the ushers take the flowers out into the outer hall, because I just didn't want them in there. I didn't want the smell. I didn't want to be remembering my grandmother's visitation, her wake back when I was 5. And I knew that these were just, it just kept running through my head once I saw them. I'm like, one specific request was no flowers. Thank you for your time. If you are someone who's watching this who just happened upon the video and you're going to a funeral, please check and see what the family wants or doesn't want as far as donations or flowers. It'll be hugely helpful if you follow their directions and immensely respectful to them, and following their directions and perhaps making a donation to their nonprofit that they would like you to, or to the family for a fund to cover final expenses, will be forever, the family and the widow or the life partner will be forever grateful to you. Thanks for watching.